No more fast food. There are many reasons why people should not eat fast food. I'm going to give you some information on a couple of the main reasons why you should not do this, and I'm going to give you some healthier alternatives. Fast food is extremely high in fat and calories and does not contain the nutrients that are necessary for people to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Eating food of this quality causes extreme health issues such as cardiovascular disease, atherosclerosis, which is the hardening of your arteries, and obesity. If that isn't bad enough, just take a look at where these foods are coming from. Most of the popular corporate chain restaurants and fast food restaurants in this country order their food from U.S. Foods. U.S. Foods gets their meat from large factory farms. These factory farms are all across our nation. These factory farms are only concerned with one thing, unfortunately, and that's profit. In order for them to make the most profit, they keep the animals packed together in too small of spaces and pump them full of hormones and chemicals in order to genetically alter the natural process by which these animals would usually grow. On top of that, these animals are tortured with diseases, wounds, illnesses, separation from their newborns, and electrical shock with prods, and it's all the way up to the time they're to be butchered. In many cases, even the slaughterhouses will begin the butcher process while animals remain still alive. Chickens inside industrialized farms are overcrowded and packed into warehouses. They are packed so tightly to the point that it is very difficult for them to walk or turn around. Can you imagine living your whole existence without being able to walk or turn around? It gets worse. Not only are they unable to walk for lack of room, but they are forced to grow too fat too quickly and become physically obese, which in most cases causes their legs to break, making it so that they are unable to walk at all. Their beaks and toes are removed, and then their tails are docked without any anesthetic. Upon slaughter, many of them are tortured because they are still alive as the process begins. According to Farm Sanctuary, which is an organization I want to tell you about, the website for that is www.farmsanctuary.org. This is a quote that comes out of the section About Us on their website, and it's paragraph 2. They say, factory farm animals are denied fresh air, sun, wholesome foods, room to move, and the freedom to exhibit their natural behaviors. This rampant abuse of millions of animals every day is largely invisible to the public. Factory farms dominate U.S. food production, employing abusive practices that maximize agribusiness profits to the expense of the environment, our communities, animal welfare, and even our health. Factory farming is also incredibly harmful to our environment because the animals are being packed all together, and it's causing an extreme amount of feces and waste, which pollutes the land, the water, and the air. People who live in the same rural areas as these factory farms are reported to be having high risk levels to illness, which causes the property value to go down. In order to counteract the health challenges presented by overcrowded, stressful, unsanitary living conditions, antibiotics are used excessively on factory farms, which can create drug-resistant bacteria and put human health at risk. Not all farmers are this way. The abuse of farm animals is way more common on factory farms and not the locally owned and operated family farms in your areas. The best thing that you can do to make sure that when you're making your meat purchases or animal-based food purchases, you need to check the labels to see if it's organic and if it's raised cage-free. Another great way to buy meat is from your locally owned and operated meat market. There are a number of animal sanctuaries across the United States that help these poor innocent creatures. They rescue them by taking them in and giving them a safe natural environment. The animals here are able to live out the rest of their lives as nature intended. Publix is a grocery store that participates in supporting these efforts as well by providing an entire greenwise selection of foods for people who are more concerned with how animals are being treated, a clean environment, and their own health. I'm going to show you a box right now of that. And this is eggs that I got in the greenwise section. You can see they're large brown eggs. And what I want you to notice is right on the front it says that they are cage-free. You can also see that it says no hormones or antibiotics. So they're safe for you to eat, and you know that the chickens are being treated like nature intended, not locked up in cages. After several weeks undercover investigation at an agri-processor slaughterhouse in Iowa, the organization PETA discovered some very horrifying and incredibly sad discoveries. But before I share the details of this story with you, I must first warn you that the details are extremely graphic, and although there are people who don't agree with the sources' opinions or delivery of information by which the investigation was done, the organization PETA's findings in their investigations have checked out to be 100% valid, okay? At this particular slaughterhouse in Iowa, the cattle, which were up for slaughter, were forced into a big metal box that is totally enclosed except for a hole at the end where the cow's head fits through it. There's a man in a suit. It's similar to a fireman's suit, and the cow, he makes the cow enter the box with an electroshock prodder. He forces him in there. Once inside the box, the cow's head hangs through the hole at the end. The box then flips upside down, turning the cow over, exposing her neck. The second man takes a knife, cuts the cow's neck with the knife, reaches in the neck, pulls out her throat, and throws it away. Then the box opens on the bottom, dropping the cow onto the bloody ground, where the cow is still alive when it comes out. Even though its throat's been pulled out, it's still alive. The cow tries to get up. Some of them are able to get up and some of them aren't. But for the ones that can't get up, the man standing there starts shocking the cow again with the electric prodder and kicking it in its ribs until it finally gets up. And then he forces it on down the line through the butchering process. It's really sad and gruesome. A more widely accepted organization is the farm sanctuary that I just told you about a couple minutes ago. You can help make difference by taking action on their website under the state and federal legislation tabs at the top of their page. There you will find more information about issues concerning factory farms, antibiotics, horse slaughter, gestation crates, and battery cages, to name a few. Battery cages are the small cages, wire cages, where about 95% of laying hens spend their entire lives. Now listen to this. Each hen is given about 67 to 76 square inches of space. A standard sheet of paper measures 94 square inches. To get a sense of a hen's life in a battery cage, imagine this. Imagine spending your entire life in a wire cage about the size of your bathtub with 4 other people. You wouldn't be able to move, so your muscles and your bones would deteriorate. Your feet would become lacerated. You would go insane. That's precisely what happens to laying hens. You can check that out on the same website. Look under battery cages And that would be paragraph 1 that I just read to you. Please visit this website to find out more about how you can make a difference. Thank you.